coordinator, having excellent relationships with the community, teaching staff, and officials. Well known for strong problem solving abilities. Published half a dozen articles in reputed journals, completed online courses, and attended international conferences and workshops. I am privileged to be a co-mentee of him in British Council's Arms Action Research Project under the mentorship of Vinay sir. If I continue to say, it will take a lot of time because he has so many feathers in his cap. If I conclude in simple, luminous activist, Zinem of ELT, master of accuracy and accountability, none other than Mr. Lakshman Vangara. Thank you, Elta, to give the opportunity to introduce such an eminent person. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Lakshman, sir. Over to you. Now the platform is yours. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Mamata. Really, I don't know whether I am deserved all the words. Anyway, thank you very much for giving me a grand introduction. And before I start, I convey my heartfelt thanks to ELTA Telangana and the President, Mr. T.V. Rao, General Secretary Vinay Raju, and Mr. Sampath, Dr. Ravi Kumar Kola, and Mamata, and all other crew members who have been working for the enrichment of this platform. And all the participants who have been patting ELTA for the last or since its inception. Thank you very much. Today, so before I start share my screen, so let me share my screen first. Okay. Are you able to see my screen, all of you? Sampath?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
Thank you. So, in the series of webinars, now today we have come to the number 20. It's a great on behalf of ELTA Telangana, and we are grateful to all the participants. And today our topic is technology assisted mind mapping in ESL classrooms. So ESL means English as second language classrooms. So first, before I start the session, just you are all looking at a screen and try to write your feelings when you look at the picture. Please, type in the chat box. Hello?
Yes, you posed a question. No?
Yeah, right. So friends, now you are requested to write your feelings in one word or two words or any. Please type in the chat box. So migrant workers are marching ahead. Migrant laborers, bad, pathetic situation. Very sorry to watch it. Suffering of migrant workers to commute their hometowns. Struggle for survival. Pathetic conditions of migrants. Helpless women. Heart-rendering. Sorrow, bad situation. Very nice. Really a wonderful description about the picture. So for example, if I did not give you this picture, if I ask you, so tell me a few ideas, then even any intelligent person can also not answer the question, because we need some input to make our brain think or something. We need some focal area. So then only we can express our feelings. So here, just I am taking this. So when I look at the picture, please Sampath, will you help me to erase these things? Right. So when I look at this picture, just I have written my feelings. So pathetic. So someone has okay, typed in the chat box. When does the governments awake? Only God will save them. Who do we curse for this situation? Unkind masters. Someone must have helped them. Sorry, who is annotating?
Sampath sir? Sampath sir, are you there?
Hello?
Sampath sir?
Right.
I lost the...
Okay. I have done it. So next, this should not be happen to anyone. What a pity. Unkind governments, owners should help them. What sin did they commit? Painful to see, heartbreaking. So these are all the ideas which I got in my mind when I look at this picture. Of course, this is very pathetic scene, but just I would like to let you people think about this scene. So what has happened in the brain is very important when we look at something. Can you hear me? Sorry, sir. Hello?
Yes, it is audible.
Yes, thank you. So our brain is a gigantic a machine which can process a large number of data. So that is why, so we need to be stimulated the brain with some focal area. So all the ideas have been radiated from the picture by putting it as central or focal point. So that is why this is called
Hello.
Hello.
What's the problem?
Someone is muting me.
Sampath sir, are you there?
And some screen sharing problem is there. Right. Hello.
Yeah,
Hello.
yeah, carry on.
Right.
Carry on.
So for example, just you take here by putting the picture in the center, and my mind could radiate all these expressions. So under each expression, so there is an association behind this expression, and the association was established with so many links which have already registered in my mind. So this kind of phenomena is called radiant thinking. So this kind of process is called radiant thinking. So this has been said by Tony Buzan. Actually, he is the inventor of mind mapping. He himself claims that he is an inventor of mind mapping. He defines the phrase radiant thinking. It is an associative thought process that proceed from or connect to a central point. So all the ideas have been come from the center point, that picture, or whatever ideas we got in our mind is connected to the picture. So this phenomena is called radiant thinking. So along with this kind of thinking, our brain and the two hemispheres also work so diligently, and they involve some intellectual tasks So they are, our brain can think logically, rhythmically, it can list the things, whatever we see, and it can identify the colors, it can recognize the numbers, words, and our brain can see the picture as a whole, like a Gestalt theory. So these intellectual tasks are called the abilities which our brain has called cortical skills. So when we look at something, we, our brain uses these cortical skills, and it expresses ideas about the any picture or anything. So here is Tony Buchanan has been working on this mind mapping technique for the past more than 50 years. So he started mind mapping with hand, then now it has become to a good technique in the software. And now we have got some softwares for this mind mapping skill. So he says mind maps are manifestations of radiant thinking. So whatever ideas we put on the paper when we look at something, those are the manifestations of the radiant thinking. So here I would like to give the definition of what a mind map is. So a mind map is a diagram for representing tasks, words, concepts, or items linked to and arranged around a central concept or subject using non-linear graphical layout that allows the user to build an intuitive framework around a central concept. So here the non-linear graphical layout is very important. For example, when we look at something, we never think whether we are okay thinking in a hierarchical manner or any some linear way. So whatever idea we get, we put on the paper. So the mind map enable us to arrange, rearrange, or we can connect the things. So it give a lot of scope to organize our ideas later. So that is the very, very important technique, because once we started thinking in a linear way, we never go ahead. Actually, we have all confronted that difficulty. So once it it is very important to at learning stage. So now it is our duty to encourage our children to write their mind maps. Next, a mind map can be used as content management system. We can call it as this content management system, because content management system means we can arrange a big data into in an organized manner. So for example, sometimes we can input so many ideas in on one page in the form of mind map. So that is the flexibility we have in the mind map technique. And for students, so when we ask the students to draw a mind map, we should not look at as a process oriented. Just they show a lot of interest to do mind map, because it will be very attractive to them. So it will be visual orient. They look at us, it's a visual oriented. So next, in the tools which we use in mind map are broadly association, imagination, cortical skills, and location. So here association is very important, because for example, if we give a water body, a picture of water body to an urban boy, so if we ask him what is it, generally he says it is a swimming pool, because he might have seen the water body in the at the swimming pool only. But whereas we give the same picture to our rural child, immediately he says cheru in Telugu, or he can say, if he knows the word very well, he can say tank. So here association is depended on the habitat of the child. So location is also very important. So when we teach especially vocabulary and any new words or new concepts, just teacher has to keep all these four tools into mind, and we should keep the cultural background of the child too. That is also very important. So Four are very important tools in mind mapping. I read once again: association, imagination, cortical skills, and location. Next, essential characteristics of mind mapping. You have just seen one mind map. So the main idea has been put in the center point. So the main idea or subject or focus is crystallized in a central image. The main themes radiate from the central image as branches. The branches comprise a key image or keyword drawn or printed on its topic of lesser importance are represented as twigs of the relevant. Next, the branches from a connected nodal structure visualizing concept. These are the very essential characteristics of mind map. Just when we draw a mind map or when we encourage our child to draw a mind map, just we should try to let them know how he should draw a mind map. So next, teaching in ESL classroom. Generally, we are all facing the same problem. We are all sailing in the same boat. So teaching English in ESL classroom is always a big challenge for any teacher, though is very good at English subject, because most of the information has been represented in the form of words and the relation of the word with the different context. What I have just mentioned, the example of tank. So the children associate new words depending upon the context where they live. That is also very important. So that being a teacher, our role is to devise some good strategies which which enable the students to make connections and good association with the new words. And whatever the connections and associations are made by the students should empower and improve the functions of brain. Generally, we all know the specific functions of brain is receive the information, holding the information, analyze the information, and output, giving output, and control information and concepts. So these are the 5 specific things done by our brain. So next, just it is all just preliminary information before we start going to our technical side. Next, uses of mind mapping in ESL classrooms. Why should we use? So generally we use mind maps for conducting brainstorming session and visualizing concepts, improving memory and recalling ability, improving vocabulary, improving reading and writing skill, and speed up the learning process. So this is very, very important, because sometimes even we also draw so many mind maps on the blackboard while we are teaching. So this mind mapping technique generally speeds up the learning process, even the teaching learning process, and improving critical thinking and developing personalized mind maps. So here personalized mind maps, for example, these mind maps are okay, different from person to person. So when a person okay, prepares his own mind map, it will be remembered forever. So because he has got his own associations, he got his own links for that particular association. That is why we, as teachers of English, we try our level best to make the children draw their personal mind map. Okay, we should not make the students copy from others. So this is another important use with mind mapping technique. Next, types of mind mapping. Generally, as I just mentioned earlier, mind mapping is of 2 types. So please, can anyone mute the person? Are you all listening to me? Is my voice audible? Hello?
Please,
It's quite audible, Lakshman, carry on.
Right.
All of you, please mute yourself.
Right. Next, types of mind mapping. So types mind mapping, we can draw mind maps in 2 ways. One is by hand, and other one is mind mapping software. So here you can see how mind map can draw by hand. So this is one image. Here I cannot give picture of mind mapping software here because I have okay drawn this mind map in the bubble.us where the trial version permit us to attach only one picture. That is why I gave link. Moreover, it is JPG. I cannot open here. So next, uses of technology assisted mind mapping. So drawing mind maps by hand, it takes much time and it is so time consuming, so hard working. So and there is no flexibility too. For example, if we commit any mistake, we cannot erase, and it makes some clumsiness to the mind map. But whereas in technology assisted mind mapping, so we can complete our work with great speed, at great speed, and we can use for collaborative purposes, and we can make the our participants, our students, sorry, okay, we can make them engage fully, and focus learning is possible. And technology assisted mind maps are so flexible, we can make any changes at any moment, and we can do it in very efficient manner, and we can adopt it at any time. These are the important uses of technology assisted mind mapping. So here we have some free mind mapping softwares. So here just I gave only a short list. One is Xmind, bubble.us, mindmap, mindmeister. Sorry, here I R is missed. Next, Coggle. So in our previous webinars, Dr. Ravi Kumar has introduced the Coggle. So that is also one of the good mind map softwares which are available nowadays. So today I am going to introduce you the Xmind software. So the reasons to select this software is because we have, so in our schools we have computers and we have K-on, but in our rural areas we don't have good internet connectivity. So Xmind 2020 is advisable for all of us who are working in rural areas, because these Xmind software can be downloaded. It is an independent software. It can be downloaded into our machines, and they are also giving mobile app too. So once we, and if you look at the image here where my cursor is moving, other platforms also, it can be downloaded for Windows and Windows 32-bit and Windows 64-bit, and they have got a software for Mac OS and Linux platform also. This is very easy to handle, easy to access. Only the what do we call, 74 MB the storage capacity. If we download, just it is 74 MB, and we can take only 3 to 4 minutes to get it downloaded from internet. And for example, if we create mind maps in our machine, and we can share to our students through WhatsApp. So if they have Xmind 2020 app in their mobiles, they can easily open and they can work. They can extend the mind map. They can answer our questions, whatever questions we give in the mind map. They can add images. Whatever we can do on the laptop or our computers, they can also do in their mobiles. Or while we are traveling, we can create our mind maps even in the mobiles. We can share. So that is why I have chosen this mind map. So now, sorry, just wait.
Lakshman, sorry to interrupt.
Okay, right.
Lakshman, so, by 1 minute you stop it and ask them to join again with another link.
So you better to I better to stop, because in the next session I introduce the software. So okay, it is good good to okay.
You announce it. Announce.
Okay.
Sampath sir, have you shared? Have you scheduled?
No, Mamta will do.
Mamata did not do. Please do it.
Okay, we will do. Ask them to.
Please do it. Please do it.
Okay, to stop meeting. I am stopping meeting and I will do it.
Dear participants, please join with the next link, which will be shared in our groups very shortly. So in the next session, I'm going to show you how you can use Xmind 2020. Thank you.